Hello, welcome to module number 4 of Switching, Routing, and Wireless Essentials. So, ang pag-uusapan natin dito ay yung tinatawag na inter-VLAN routing. So, the module objectives: describe option for configuring inter-VLAN routing, configure router on a stick inter-VLAN routing, configure inter-VLAN routing using layer 3 switching, and troubleshoot common inter-VLAN configuration issues. So, balikan natin, no? Yung VLAN daw ay ginagamit to segment switch layer 2 network for variety of reason. So, regardless of the reason, no? Host in one VLAN cannot communicate, no, with host in another VLAN kung walang router or layer 3 switch na magpo-provide sa atin ng routing services. So, yung inter-VLAN routing is the process of forwarding network traffic from one VLAN to another VLAN. Meron daw tayong three options, no, for inter-VLAN routing. So, we have the legacy inter-VLAN routing. Pagka sinabing legacy, no, napag-uusapan na lang ito, pero ito ay lumang solution kasi ito, no? At it does not scale well, no? Although hindi siya ginagamit, pero kailangan pa rin siyang banggitin para maintindihan ninyo kung bakit yung dalawang natitirang option yung ginagamit sa panahon natin, no? So we have the router on a stick. So this is an acceptable solution for a small to medium sized network. Layer 3 switch using switch virtual interface or SVIs. So this is the most scalable solution for medium to large organizations. So pag-usapan muna natin itong legacy inter-VLAN routing. The first inter-VLAN routing solution relied on using a router, no, with multiple Ethernet interfaces. Each router interface was connected to a switch port in a different VLAN. So in short, yung setup ng link natin, no, from switch going to router ay naka-access mode or access port, no? Hindi trunking. So the router interfaces serves as the default gateway to the local host on the VLAN subnet. Legacy inter-VLAN routing using physical interfaces works. Gumagana nga naman, no? But it has a significant limitation. It is not reasonably scalable because router have a limited number of physical interfaces. Kagaya na lang ng nakikita nyo sa packet tracer or sa tunay na device, common, dalawa lang yung Ethernet interface ng router natin. So kung meron tayong more than 2 VLANs, no, magre-require pa ito ng additional physical module na ikakabit natin sa router para lang mag-create ng additional Ethernet interface. Take note, this method of inter-VLAN routing is no longer implemented in switch network and is included for explanation purposes only. So, makita ko muna sa inyo yung sample, no, ng legacy inter-VLAN. Okay? So, ganito daw yung sample topology natin for legacy inter-VLAN routing. So, we have PC1 that is a member of VLAN 110 in faculty in subnet 10/24. So, we have VLAN 220 mga students computers ito, no, in subnet 20. So, configure muna natin yung switch natin ng VLAN, no? So VLAN 110, name faculty, VLAN 220, name students. Show VLAN brief for verification that we have now VLAN 110 saka 220. Next step daw is i-associate natin yung mga ports, no? Based doon sa kung ano yung mga device na naka-associate yan. So kagaya dito po sa PC1 na connected sa port F01 ng switch 1 natin. So i-assign natin to sa VLAN 110. So dito naman sa kabilang side, F02. And then don't forget to add address, no? In this case, ang naka-assign ay 10.10.10.254. Ang magiging gateway natin dito yung 1. So kung maglalagay po tayo ng IP address sa ating computer ay 10.10.10.254/24. Yung gateway is 1. 10.10.20.254. 5.255.0. Dito po sa ating router, no, i-configure natin yung physical interface niya, no, with IP address. Yan. So dito muna tayo sa G00. G001 naman natin. And then dito po sa switch natin, ang configuration po ng link natin going to router ay access port lamang, no? Hindi po trunk. So yung in G01 pala natin na connected doon sa router natin ay member ng VLAN 110. Yung kabilang side G00, no? G001 or G02 ng ating switch connected sa G001 ng router. So kagandahan ng packet tracer, you can click fast forward, no, para mag-forwarding na kaagad yung mga ports natin. So let's try, no, testing our network, no. So unahin muna natin yung ating PC1, tapos ping natin yung gateway natin. Okay, how about the interface, no, yung gateway ni VLAN 220. I-reply siya. And then we have 254, which is yung PC2. Ayan, so nag-reply. Again, verify natin na yung mga interfaces ay nai-assign natin sa kanilang uh, membership sa bilans, no? Show bilan brief. Yan. So kagaya po ng F01, 110 saka G01, F02 at G02 ng 220, sa bilan 220. So ang problem lang po dito sa ating legacy interbilan routing, kung magdadagdag pa ako ng another bilan, kailangan may additional Ethernet interface ako dito kay router. Okay. So as you can see, dalawa lang naman yung naka-assign dito G00 lang talaga saka G00, ayan, G001. Yung G002 dito, ano yan, pang fiber yan. Fiber interface. Okay, hanggang dyan yung limit natin, no? So gagastos tayo ng malaki-laki para magdagdag ng module dito sa mga available slot na. Interbilan routing option, no? Router on a stick. So router on a stick interbilan routing method overcomes the limitation of the legacy interbilan routing method. It only requires one physical Ethernet interface to route between multiple VLANs on a network. A Cisco IOS router Ethernet interface is configured as an 802.1q trunk and connected to a trunk port on a layer 2 switch. Specifically, the router interface is configured using subinterfaces to identify routable VLANs. So the configured subinterfaces are software-based virtual interface. Each is associated with a single physical Ethernet interface. Subinterfaces are configured in a software on a router. Each subinterface is independently configured with IP address and VLAN assignment. Subinterfaces are configured for different subnets that correspond to their VLAN assignment. So this facilitates logical routing. So makikita ng router natin kung meron tayong iba't ibang subnet address doon, no? Magki-create po yan ng routing table, no? Ililista rin niya ron yung mga network na kung saan kabilang, no? Yung mga IP address na nilagay natin sa subinterface. So when VLAN tag traffic enters the router interface, it is forwarded to the VLAN subinterface. After a routing decision daw, based on the destination IP network address, the router determines the exit interface for the traffic. If the exit interface is configured as an 802.1q subinterface, the data frames are VLAN tagged with new VLAN and sent back out the physical interface. So the router on a stick method of interVLAN routing does not scale beyond the 50 VLANs. So subukan natin, no? Para ba kino-configure itong router on a stick. So ito yung sample natin. So yung mga computer dito may mga IP address na, no? According to their VLANs, no? VLAN subnet address. So ang wala lang naman na configuration dito ay yung yung router. Pero let's double check na dapat itong S2, S1 saka S3 ay may configuration na dapat, no? Ayan, so meron tayong mga VLAN configuration at port assignments na nakalagay dito sa S1 kaya. Show VLAN brief. So we have 5 VLANs. wala kasing mga PC na nakakonect no per specific VLAN, kaya VLAN lang yung mga nakalagay dito. Si S3. Yan. So sa router natin, or ito muna no, yung portion na to, pass Ethernet 024, dapat daw naka-trunk port ito sa switch layer 2 no? So tingnan muna natin. Show in F024 switch port. So by default this is dynamic auto, hindi pa siya na-set up as manual trunk ano? So to configure yung port na yon as trunk port, in F024 switch port mode trunk. And then maganda rin daw no na naka-disable yung DTP or dynamic trunking protocol. So switch port non-negotiate. So copy, run, start natin. And then dito naman tayo sa router no, F00 ng R1. Int F00. Itong interface F00, hindi po yan lalagyan ng IP address. Ang ginagawa lang po natin dito is ini-enable natin siya using no shutdown command. Okay. And then labas tayo dyan. We're going to create sub interfaces based dun sa 5 VLAN no, isa-isa. So we have interface F00 point question mark muna tayo. Sabi daw, you can create sub-interface F00.0 hanggang F0 ganong kadami no. Any number naman po pwede nyong gamitin no. Pero it is a good practice no na ang magiging sub-interface mo rito is yung VLAN number mismo according dito sa table natin, para hindi tayo nalilito kapag nagkaroon tayo ng mga problem sa network no. Pagdating sa troubleshooting, mabe-verify natin na tama yung mga entries na nilagay natin no. So for VLAN 101, maglalagay ako ng sub-interface 101. Hindi muna tayo maglalagay ng IP address no. So ano mangyayari kapag kainunan nyo pong maglagay ng IP address? So tingnan natin. IP address 172.20.1.255.255.255.128, base po dyan sa table natin. At ito po ang kanyang warning no. Hindi niya tinanggap yung yung ating IP configuration. Ang sabi niya, configuring IP routing on a LAN sub interface is only allowed if that sub interface is already configured as part of an IEEE 802.110 or IEEE 802.1Q or ISL VLAN. In this case kasi ang gagamitin natin ay 802.1Q. So paano ba siya i-configure as part of trunking? I-type nyo lang po yung encapsulation, tapos kung ano po yung trunking protocol ano. So check nga natin, is there other available na trunking protocol? Ang available lang dito sa ating packet tracer ay .1Q or 802.1Q. So .1Q question mark tayo, followed by the VLAN ID, dito 101. Now pwede na nating balikan yung IP address na ginawa natin no? There's no need to issue a no shutdown sa sub-interface kasi naka-activate na to dahil yan ay nakakapit doon sa ating physical interface na F00. So exit tayo dito. Another sub-interface 202 encapsulation .1Q 202 IP address. So para sa 303, Singapore. So 505. Then, huwag nyo kakalimutang save, no? So, verify natin na meron na tayo mga sub-interfaces with IP address. Show IP interface brief po ang command. As we can see here, we have 172.20.01, 129, 161, 177, 193. Yan pong mga sub-interfaces IP address will become the gateway of their respective VLANs. No? Yan po i-configure natin sa mga PC saka mga end devices. No? At automatic, no? Pagka nag-show IP route po tayo, nakikita nyo po rito ay idinagdag po yan sa routing table natin as directly connected network, yung C, no? So meron tayo ditong 5 networks na pwede nang magkita, ano? So testingin natin. Since meron na pong IP address yung mga PC natin dito, pwede na natin pag-usapin yung magkaibang bilan eh. So si PC0 sa si PC2, magkaiba po ang bilan yan. So or the best is ping muna natin yung gateway natin para malaman natin kung na-configure ba na natin siya ng tama, no? Yan, so nag-replay po yung ating sub-interface. Yan, 129. So 161. Okay. So meron na po tayong interbilan routing, no? Using router on a stick. So idagdag ko lang dito sa topic na to yung pag-configure ng VoIP phone. Kasi sa ngayon itong mga phone natin, wala lang, parang switch lang ang dating nito, no? Wala pa siyang configuration or local number, hindi pa natin siya mako-call, ano? So in this case, ginagawa ko muna, tinatanggal ko muna yung power nito kasi paunahan po yung pag-assign ng local number dito eh, or yung directory number eh. So gusto ko kasi sunod-sunod, isa-isa. So tanggalin ko muna yung mga power adapter nila. Yan. So yung router na ginamit ko rito, meron po yung license ng voice, no? Yung 2811 kung gusto nyo pong gawin on your own, no? Naka-enable na rito yung telephony service na kailangan natin for voice over IP. So ano ang una natin gagawin? Gawa muna tayo ng DHCP, or configure muna natin yung DHCP server, no? Itong si R1 para siya po ang magbabato ng IP address kay phone 1, phone 2 saka phone 3. Ito kasi phone 1, phone 2 saka phone 3 na to sa packet tracer, walang option to configure static IP address. Yan, ang command po ay IP DHCP excluded address muna. I-exclude natin yung gateway kasi kung hindi po natin i-exclude yung gateway, ibabato niya yan as available IP address for the client, which will create a conflict in addressing, ano? So ang magiging gateway kasi natin mamaya dyan ay 172.20.0177. So 172.20.0177 yung dapat na hindi niya ibigay as IP address client. Then gawa na tayo ng range, no? IP DHCP pool, tapos yung pangalan. Siguro telephony na lang din po yung pangalan nilagay natin, no? So telephony, and then lagyan na natin yung network. Ang network address ay 172.20.176 255 240. Ang ibabato niyang default gateway para sa phone ay 172.20.177. At since ito yung dapat na kontakin ng ating VoIP phone for configuration ng directory number, no? Additional configuration yung option 150 IP. Dinideclare natin dito na yung 172.20.177, which is by default the trivial file transfer protocol that contains the configuration for voice over IP, no? Yan ding router na yan. Yan yung kukontakin ng ating mga phones, no? And then exit na tayo dito. Gagawin natin, pasok tayo sa telephony service. Mag-define tayo. Since we have 3 physical phone, ano? Gusto ko lagyan ng local number yung tatlong phone na yan, tigi-tigi isa, no? So meron tayong e-phone directory number. Kailangan e-phone question mark muna tayo, no? Max directory number. Max directory number ay 3. Tapos maximum physical phone na nandito sa topology natin, 3 lang din. Gusto ko mag-auto assign siya ng number na 1 to 3. So auto assign question mark muna tayo. 1 2 3 directory. And then IP source address natin ay manggagaling kay server 172.20.177. Port kasi service din ito. Pili lang kayo dito. Basta ang range ito ay 2,000 to 999. So ang gagawin natin dito siguro 2024 na lang, no? Ayan. Okay, exit tayo kasi hindi pa tayo tapos. Configure natin yung bawat phone, no? E-phone DN directory number 1, enter. Gusto ko magkaroon siya ng local number kunyari 1111. Okay, exit. Another phone, no? E-phone directory number 2 number 2222. Exit. E-phone DN3 number 3333. Exit tayo. Huwag niyong kalimutan mag-save, no? So copy, run, start. So sabi ko nga sa inyo kung bakit ko tinanggal yung adapter nila is paunahan kasi ito, baka mamaya maunang makakuha ng local number itong phone 2, mapupunta sa kanya yung director number na 111, no? Kaya ang gagawin ko po ito naman, no? Unahin ko ng i-power on si phone 1. So kagandahan po ng ating packet tracer, no? Pwede tayo mag-pass forward para makita natin na meron na siya ritong local number. Ayan. Ito naman. Si 2. Si 3. So ang ating gagawin is i-check, no? Kung pwede na tayo mag-call. Enable natin yung sounds, no? Para may konting buhay naman tong topology natin. So on phone 1, kailangan itaas nyo muna itong handset saka kayo mag-dial. Yan, nag-ring na sa phone 2. Tingnan natin. Yun. So, nasagot na, no? So, wala lang, ganun lang siya. Para lang ma-enjoy nyo lang, no? So, yun na yung overall na kailangan natin, no? Na i-configure dito sa topology na to. Okay, so susunod na pag-uusapan natin ay inter-VLAN routing on a layer 3 switch. So pwede ko na siguro close to, no? So basahin na lang natin ng ganito, no? Problema yata itong yung pag-show natin ng presentation. Kasi ito nawawala, nagba-black screen. Anyway, so inter-VLAN routing on layer 3 switch. So the modern method of performing inter-VLAN routing is to use layer 3 switches and switch virtual interfaces. Yung tinatawag nating SVI, no? Is a virtual interface that is configured on a layer 3 switch. Take note, a layer 3 switch is also called a multi-layer switch as it operates at layer 3 and or layer 2 and layer 3. However, in this course, we use the term layer 3 switch. Okay, as you can see here, no, meron tayong dalawang bilan, no? Bilan 10 ito, bilan 10 ito, bilan 20 ito. Nakakabit sa layer 3 switch natin. So gagawa daw po tayo ng, of course, yung bilan muna sa kapangalan. And then lalagyan niyo po ng IP address yung interface bilan 10 saka yung 20. Yung IP address na nilagay dito will become the default gateway of respective bilans, no? Inter-VLAN SBI are created the same way that the management VLAN interface is configured. So the SBI is created for a VLAN that exists on the switch. Although virtual, the SBI performs the same functions for the VLAN as the router interface would. Specifically, it provides a layer 3 processing for packets that are sent to or from all switch port associated with that VLAN. Ito daw yung mga advantages of using layer 3 switches, no, for inter-VLAN routing. They are much faster than the router on a stick because everything is hardware switch and routed. There is no need for external link for the switch to the router for routing. They are not limited to one link because layer 2 ether channel can be used, no, as trunk links between the switches to increase the bandwidth. Later on, pag-uusapan din natin itong tinatawag na ether channels. Latency is much lower because data does not need to leave the switch in order to be routed to the different network. They are more commonly deployed in a campus LAN than routers. So the only disadvantage is that layer 3 switches are more expensive, no? So ito ay scenario at saka configuration. Tapos na natin ito. For verification lang naman, ginagawa natin is we do ping from source to destination. No, dapat mag-reply yan. So some of the verification command that you can use, no, doon sa ating router, no, So we have the show IP route para malaman natin kung nai-add ba yung network doon sa routing table. Show IP interfaces brief, yung summary ng mga nakakonfigure na IP address at status ng interface. Show interfaces para makita natin yung detailed information doon sa interface. Itong show interfaces trunk, ginagamit niya sa switch. Ayan, yung show interfaces trunk na inter-VLAN routing using layer 3 switches. Again, nagawa na rin natin yung sample nito, inunahan na natin, no? Okay. Or gagawin pa lang pala ito, sorry. Ito yung kanyang step by step, no? Of course, you need VLAN, no? VLAN dun sa layer 3 natin, pangalan, and then i-associate natin yung mga ports for specific VLAN, and then gagawa tayo ng SBI VLAN interface. So, pagkalagay natin yon, i-enable na natin yung routing. So, sige, gawin na natin dito. So, verify lang muna natin kung may nakakonfigure na ba kay layer 3. Show VLAN brief. Yan, malinis na malinis, no? So, VLAN 330 name admin, VLAN 440 name sales, then verify show VLAN brief. Yan, let's associate a port, no? To a VLAN. So, for example, this interface gig 101, gig 101 switch port mode access, VLAN 330, gig 102. Switch port mode access, VLAN 440. Verify again using show VLAN brief. Yan, so naka-associate na siya. So verify natin na wala pa tong SBI, no? Show IP interface brief. Yan, by default VLAN 1. So configure tayo. So int VLAN 330. Since this is virtual interface, it will automatically came up, ano? So let's assign an IP address to that virtual interface. IP address 10.10.31. Exit int VLAN 440 IP address. Show IP int brief. So we have now our switch virtual interface. Naka-up na rin yan, yung status nila. Ito yung magiging gateway ng ating mga computers na. So let's see. So try muna natin i-ping, no? Our gateway dito po kay PC3. Okay. How about yung SPI na 40? And finally, PC sa kabilang side. So as you can see, no, meron tayong RTO or request timeout. Kasi kung babalikan natin yung layer 3 switch natin, pagka nag-show IP route po tayo, naka-disable po yung routing. So therefore, wala siyang routing table, hindi niya alam kung or hindi niya kilala yung mga addresses na piniping natin. How to enable routing, IP routing. Balikan natin, show IP route. Ayan, so meron na tayo routing table. So pwede na siya mag-decide whether to drop or to forward the packet to the destination. Subukan na ulit natin mag-ping dito kay PC3. Ayan, so nag-reply na siya. So ilan naman po yung mga steps na kailangan nyo in order to enable layer 3 inter-VLAN routing. So testing na lang po yun, final testing lang yun sa mga PC. So troubleshooting inter-VLAN routing. There are a number of reasons why an inter-VLAN configuration may not work. All are related to connectivity issues. First, check daw yung physical layer to resolve any issues where a cable might be connected to the wrong port. Nangyayari po yan. Akala natin tama na yung port na configure natin. If the connections are correct, then use the list in the table for other common reason why inter-VLAN connectivity may fail. Sometimes kasi nag-delete tayo ng VLAN na naka-associate pa yung yung mga physical interface. Kapag ka nag-show VLAN brief kayo doon, wala yung mga interface na yun. Yan. Pero kapag kayo naisa-isa nyo po yun, yung kunyari show interfaces, switch port, kunyari F01 na member ng nawawalang VLAN, makikita nyo po na siya ay naka-access access mode para sa VLAN na yon, pero inactive yung VLAN kasi nawawala siya. How to fix it? Create or recreate the VLAN if it does not exist. Ensure host port is assigned to the correct VLAN. Switch trunk port issues. Okay, pwede po nating ma-check yan using show interfaces trunk, show running config for more detailed configuration. Kaya kailangan ng patience dito saka yung tiyaga na magbasa ng maraming output, saka dapat hindi tayo yung tamad magbasa. Ensure trunks are configured correctly. Ensure port is a trunk port and enabled. Ito naman, switch access port issues. Paano natin mabe-verify ito? Edi show interfaces switch port for a specific port show running config din na interface, IP config sa PC or IPA sa Linux How to fix this problem? Assign correct VLAN to access port. Ensure port is an access port and enabled. Sometimes kasi akala natin access port na ilagay natin, trunk pala na ilagay natin. Host is incorrectly configured in the wrong subnet. Nangyayari po yan. Mali pala yung nilagay nating IP address kasi nga minsan yung iniisip natin hindi yun yung naitatype ng kamay natin lalo na kung mabilis tayo mag-type. Router configuration issues. Router subinterfaces IP address is incorrectly configured so i-correct nyo po yan. Router subinterface is assigned to a VLAN, different VLAN ID yung sa encapsulation. So how to verify? Edi show IP interface brief or show interfaces. Ayan. So yun lang naman po regarding doon sa mga problem na ito Nagbigay lang siya rito ng mga sample na pwede nyo namang basahin. Okay, so ano ba yung mga natutunan natin dito sa module na to? Ang inter-VLAN routing daw is the process of forwarding network traffic from one VLAN to another VLAN. There are three options including legacy, router on stick, and layer 3 switch using SVI. To configure a switch with VLAN and trunking, complete the following steps. Create, and name the VLANs, create the management interface, configure access port, and configure trunk ports. The router on a stick method requires a sub-interface to be created for each VLAN to be routed. A sub-interface is created using interface, yung ID, and then sub-interface ID in the global configuration mode. Each router sub-interface must be assigned an IP address on a unique subnet for routing to occur. When all sub-interfaces have been created, the physical interface must be enabled using the no shutdown interface configuration command. Enterprise Campus LAN use layer 3 switches to provide inter-VLAN routing. Layer 3 switches use hardware-based switching to achieve higher packet processing rate than routers. Capabilities of a layer 3 switch includes routing from one VLAN to another using multiple switch virtual interfaces and converting layer 2 switch port to a layer 3 interface or tinatawag nating routed port. To provide inter-VLAN routing, layer 3 switches use SBI. SBIs are configured using the same interface VLAN ID used to create the management SBI on a layer 2 switch. To configure a switch with the VLANs and trunking, complete the following steps. Ulit na naman siya, no? Enable routing. Anyway, this is layer 3, no? Configure access port and enable IP routing. So to enable routing on layer 3 switch, a routed port must be configured. Ayan, routed port is created on a layer 3 switch by disabling switch port on a layer 2 port that is connected to another layer 3 device. Ayan, so the interface can be configured with an IP address. Ayun yung kagandahan ng layer 3 switch. Kung gusto mong gawing router yung mga ports ng layer 3 switch, type mo lang muna sa specific port, no switch port, and then you can assign an IP address and then enable it, just like a router. Para kang magkakaroon ng maraming interface ng router, To configure a layer 3 switch to route with router, follow this step. Configure the routed port, enable routing, configure routing, verify routing, and verify connectivity. Although hindi naman pinakita ni Cisco ito, pero kagaya rin po sa mga susunod na topic natin, when we configure router, pwede siyang lagyan ng routing, kagaya ng static routing, dynamic routing. There are a number of reasons why inter-VLAN configuration may not work. All are related to connectivity issues such as missing VLAN, switch port trunk port issues, switch access port issues, and router configuration issues. So VLAN could be missing if it was not created, it was accidentally deleted, or it is not allowed on a trunk link. So nangyayari din po yun, Kailangan kasi kung gagamit kayo ng VLAN allowed doon sa trunk, dapat point to point parehas po yung laman yan. Kung hindi, magkakaroon kayo ng problema sa routing, or sa inter-VLAN routing. Another issues for inter-VLAN routing includes misconfigured switch port. In a legacy inter-VLAN solution, a misconfigured switch port could be caused when connecting router port is not assigned to the correct VLAN. With router on a stick solution, the most common cause is misconfigured trunk port. When a problem is suspected, with a switch access port configuration, gamit ka lang ng ping saka show interface as interface ID switch port to identify the problem. So router configuration problem with a router on a stick configuration are usually related to sub-interface misconfiguration. Di-verify nyo lang naman po yung sub-interfaces using show IP interface brief. So that's all for module number 4. I hope nakatulong po itong discussion natin sa demonstration. So maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood at pakikinig.